What's up guys, it is Starflorge here. Today I'm bringing you a brand new video and it is the Fury Reaver build. So let's just get straight into this. This is a level 28/27 build, although you can just kind of be very effective at level 12/14. It's just really late game because of the other spells I have taken. So let's just go straight into the build itself. We are taking Ring of Pain just to get all of the 4 Reaver passives. They are all insane. Basically, the more health we lose, the more health enemies lose. When enemies die, and whenever we crit, we get bonuses for them, and that's pretty much it. You can read them for yourself. They are all insane. Take them all. Then we're going down into Devour and taking the Lifeblood upgrade so that we basically just get more health. And the way it works is the more health we've lost, we will restore more health and deal more damage. Then going down into Dragon Rage, it does a similar thing. The more health we lose, the more damage we deal, and it also costs 2% of our health, and we are taking the Ravage upgrade for sure. Then we're going into Vanguard, quickly taking Warcry to be able to get down to Charging Bull, so that we can get the Gore and Trample. Now this is around the level 12 area where, with exactly what I have just gone through, all of the Reaver stuff and Gore and Trample, you are already set to be pretty effective, and I'll show you the combo later. But yeah, Gore and Trample is insane and a very big must need for this build. Then we're going down to Battlemaster, where we're taking all of these grappling chain and all the passives, basically just to get Combat Roll and Horn of Valor. Combat Roll, we are taking the Coming Through upgrade, not only just because it is absolutely broken and OP, but mainly to be able to get out of CC and things like that. Then we're taking Horn of Valor with the Fortifying Blast upgrade, so we can get Guard, so that even though we're killing ourselves and then healing ourselves, we basically won't take any damage from mobs because we have so much Guard. Then we're going into the last tree, the two-handed tree, and that is it. We are first of all taking Mighty Blow and taking the Easy Target upgrade. This is extremely useful for high mobility targets and just knocking enemies down. We're taking Block and Slash to get Flow of Battle. Now, what I was saying earlier about going down to the Gore Trample level 12, at level 13/14, take Block and Slash and Flow of Battle, because by this time, then at 14, you have all of the Reaver, you have Charging Ball, and then you have Flow of Battle. And if you have around 50, well, even 40 or above crit, you will already be absolutely insane with this build. That's what you really need to aim for level 14, and then after that you can kind of take whatever you want. But yeah, by level 14, take all of my Reaver stuff, all of the Vanguard stuff, and then get down to Flow of Battle, and at level 14 you will be set. But let's continue on. We're going down into Pummel Strike with the Lightning Jab upgrade. Really quick, really high damage, and it's also a beast stun. Then we're taking Guard Smasher to be able to deal an amazing amount of damage to anyone with Guard, so we can whittle them down as quickly as possible. Then we're taking Earth Shaking Strike. Not because it just hits 2 targets, which isn't very good at all, but for the Shattered Ground upgrade, because what it will do when it's on the ground is basically become a wall of fire, and every time it hits and every time it crits, you have a chance to proc all of your passives, so that's why we are taking it. That is the build done very quickly. Let's get into some detailed explaining of all of the spells. So here we are in the abilities. Now I'm going to go through them in a reverse order, showing you what they do and how to use them. And I'm not doing this in combat because it is better shown just here and me explaining it. So let's just do this. We're starting off with Horn of Valor. Now one thing you have to keep in mind with this is it's got about a 1.5 second cast time, and during that time you can't do anything, so you are pretty vulnerable to anything, and especially knockdowns. That they can be very frustrating. Now it does give you 15 armor and 15 damage, that's percent, and then obviously gives you the ability to get Guard. So the best time to use this is either straight away before you go into a fight, or when you've maybe put down some CC, or you're relatively far away from mobs, or you just know they're not going to take you down. So here it is. As you can see there, a small cast, and you cannot do anything during that time. But yeah, that's Horn of Valor. Next we're going into Pummel Strike, which is a very quick cast. As you can see here, you can use it in any direction. Extremely fast, extremely high damage, and also it's a nice stun. So yeah, use it for that bit of burst damage if you need, but mainly use it to CC targets when you need. If you're going for melee, try and use it on a ranged. If you're going for the ranged, try and use it on a melee to stop them knocking you over or whatever. So now we are on to combat roll. Now combat roll we mainly use to be able to get out of CC. If you are stunned, frozen, anything, you must make sure you use combat roll as quick as possible to get out of that CC. Now, one thing to note as well, combat roll is obviously the most broken spell ever, and just deals an insane amount of damage, as well as getting you out the CC and having no cooldown. But there's one key thing that you need to note with this. Now, it is an instant cast, but I will show you something. When you finish the combat roll, you will slowly get up, and the way to counter this is making sure that you cast a spell right after. Then we're going on to Earth Shaking Strike. Now this is like Horn of Valor, it's got a similar cast time of about 1.5 seconds, and you can't actually move or do anything in this time. Now, the main way to use this is for like a wall of fire, where you want to get as many mobs on fire as possible, which then allows you to proc your passive. So I'll use it quickly here, and as you can see, there was the short cast time. It makes a long line across the floor, which then soon erupts into flames. So usually, I try and get one side of it, especially if the enemies are on one side and you're on the other. It means they're going to have to walk straight through it. And yeah, it's mainly just for some large AoE dispersion damage while you try and focus mainly on one target, and that is Earth Shaking Strike. Then we're going on to Mighty Blow. Now, Mighty Blow is like Earth Shaking Strike and Horn of Valor, where it has the cast time, but the difference is, it's got two differences. One, it will follow your target and you can move around. So when you cast it, if you're facing this way, forward, if you turn around like this, it will still hit this area rather than just aiming straight forward like the other spells. And also, it can be cancelled. And the way to do this is with combat roll, and this is also why we've taken combat roll. So I'll show you now that with Earth Shaking Strike, you can't combat roll out of it, you just use it. You can't turn around or anything. Whereas with Mighty Blow, you can combat roll, and it does cancel it, which is very nice. So yeah, that is one mechanic, and then obviously it's the turning around. There you go, just like that. So now we're getting into the last three spells, Charging Ball, Devour, and Dragon Rage. And these three spells synergize incredibly. Now, Charging Ball just makes you an unstoppable ball charging forward, and it does give you plus 10% guard every time you hit an enemy, and also whenever you crit from it, obviously that will proc your fear chance, and so on and so on. Now, the main reason we use this though is for the gore and trample, and so what I usually do is just proc it on and off. And so the way I use Charging Ball is basically activating it and then turning it off straight away, just like that, to get the gore and trample. Now, usually I will use gore and trample to cast Devour because it's such a high mana cost. However, if you just used Devour and you have Charging Ball up, just use it and use any of the other spells. Now, moving on to Devour, it hits the target twice and heals you once. As you can see, it will go forward, hit them, and then backward and hit them again. So yeah, it does hit twice and heals you. Now, lastly, we're getting on to Dragon Rage, which has a nice mechanic where every third attack it will hit twice. And the way you can tell this is it gives you a little indicator. As you can see, two eyes are lit up here, and the whole icon is basically just lit up. And that means my next strike is going to hit twice, like so. And as you can see, when it's not lit up, you won't have two strikes. When you strike once, one eye lights up, the next, the other lights up, and then obviously both of them up, so then you've got the double strike. Now, the main combo that I use is kind of 3 Dragon Rages into a Charging Ball, then a Devour, and just rinse and repeat that combo. And the main reason I do that is it just keeps you up all the time. You will never die from that, and that's why you can use this build at level 14, because you have this combo. And that is it. That is literally the combo, and that is everything you guys need to know about this build. So let's just get straight into the combat. So now we are at the combat, guys. We are popping Horn as quickly as we possibly can, and then we run in with Charging Ball, meaning our next ability is free. That's why we're using Earth Shaking Strike. Now, in this small fight here with the two mobs is me just pretty much using the majority of spells I can. Lightning Jab for a quick stun, Charging Ball to get free hits, and mainly using Dragon Rage because it is just a great spell. and then Devour, and then more Dragon Rage to finish him off. And now we're getting into another big pack, so we're again popping a horn and going to charge in. And now on this one, I am going to be focusing the guard because they are the most annoying targets ever. Getting a stun off and just some big hits, then knocking him down so that I can get more hits on him and killing him there. And you can see the crazy amount of damage from Dragon Rage and pretty much just all of my other spells. And as you can see here, again, I'm pretty much critting 100% of the time with my Dragon Rage. And this is also why I've taken a two-handed axe rather than a maul or a mace or whatever, is because I was able to get enough crit from this, and the crit is basically just above 50%, and I have above 50%, and because of the amount of passive procs giving me more crit, plus the axe's crit, I'm just basically critting nearly 100% of the time, which is awesome, and it means I have a chance to fear them constantly and just deal more damage. As you can see, Dragon Rage is dealing a lot of damage, probably around 4k every hit. And Charging Ball here to make a gap closer situation. And there you go, there was the little combo, but onto another target, where I used my Dragon Rage, Charging Ball, and then Devour, and I did it again just there. Really awesome to see. And this combat is just crazy. This is the thing with Fury Reaver build. It is just high-paced, constantly trying to do stuff, having really no time to stop in between anything. You want to be non-stop attacking, non-stop killing, non-stop just destroying your enemies. And again, Charging Ball to close the gap. It's a really nice gap closer. And here, just using the standard combo to kill this target. And it worked perfectly. Now there is another small pack here with the little stealth boss, as everyone should know by now. Charging in, as you can see, I've now got full guard from that. Absolutely insane. And now just the standard combo again. Now, there are a few enemies, that's why I'm using Earth-Shaking Strike, and then running onto the archers, because they are just annoying. Getting a stun off, and then being able to get the horn off there because of that. I'm still targeting the archers just because they are the most annoying, and I want to get them out of the way as quickly as possible. And there's another archer here, so I'm going for him. He is going to stand no chance. Getting a stun off after the knockdown as well just leaves him nowhere to go. Now, as you can see, the other enemies are just running away, and this is the great thing with going a crit build like this, is as long as you've got over 50% crit, there's always going to be that chance that enemies are just going to constantly run away in fear. And again, he's just got panicked, the other mob. And it is just insane that they can just be panicked and not do anything. And you can just do whatever you want, focus whatever target with no fear that everyone else is going to come and try and kill you. Now we're finishing the boss off because he's getting low, knocking him down, using the standard combo. Charging Ball to be able to stun, and then again get more combos off. The other guy did stop me from killing him, but it wasn't enough. The Fury Reaver is just insane, guys. It was so hard to talk over this with any kind of correlation to the actual video that you guys are seeing, because it is just so intense, it's so fast paced, and there isn't any way to really comment it apart from what I showed you with the little combo and how every spell works. That's the main thing you need to take. Watch that, and then this is mainly just the Fury Reaver in combat, just absolutely destructive, constantly casting spells and dealing damage. So guys, there it is, absolutely insane. I hope you guys enjoyed this build, this video, and I hope you guys go away, try this out, and love it just as much as I have. Thank you guys so much for the long wait. I know this has been frustrating, it has as well for me. We have more videos coming out in the future, and this is just me messing around with combos. So again, thank you everyone, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment below, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you next time.